How effective was Soviet support for Afghanistan? How effective was Soviet support for Afghanistan? This question takes us back to a time when the Soviet Union played a significant role in shaping Afghanistan's political landscape. Before the Soviet military intervention in 1979, the Soviet Union was already deeply involved in Afghanistan. They provided extensive economic aid and military assistance to the Afghan government. By 1978, the Soviet Union had supplied over $1 billion in economic aid. This funding helped build major roads and develop Afghanistan's energy sector, particularly in natural gas exploration. The Soviet Union also sent military advisors to train the Afghan armed forces. This support aimed to strengthen the Afghan government and promote a socialist agenda. The goal was to modernize Afghanistan and align it with communist ideals. The Soviet Union viewed this as part of their commitment to international solidarity among socialist states. They believed in helping fellow socialist governments facing internal and external threats. After the military intervention in 1979, the Soviet Union increased its support significantly. Military aid grew sevenfold compared to pre-1978 levels. By 1986, this support had doubled again. The focus was on building a capable Afghan army that could maintain control and defend the socialist regime after the Soviet withdrawal. This military assistance was crucial for the Afghan government to sustain its power. However, the effectiveness of this support was mixed. While the Afghan army showed some resilience after the Soviet withdrawal in 1989, the Soviet Union struggled to influence the social dynamics in Afghanistan. The war caused significant destruction, especially in rural areas. This destruction led to agricultural decline and weakened the Afghan government's stability. Moreover, the Soviet intervention sparked intense resistance from the Mujahideen. They framed their struggle as a defense of Islam, gaining widespread support in rural communities. This resistance undermined Soviet efforts and prolonged the conflict, draining resources and political will from the Soviet Union. In practical terms, Soviet support did help maintain a socialist government in Afghanistan for over a decade. They left behind infrastructure and institutional frameworks that could be built upon. However, the inability to stabilize the country socially and economically, combined with rising armed opposition, limited the overall effectiveness of Soviet aid. In summary, Soviet support for Afghanistan was effective in sustaining a socialist government militarily and economically for a time. It illustrated the communist ideal of international solidarity. Yet, it fell short in securing lasting social and economic stability, which ultimately challenged the durability of communist governance in Afghanistan.